In my younger days, I played a lot of baseball, following in the footsteps of my older brother. But with this came a few injuries that would lead me to this story. I once went to the emerge because while playing baseball, I had an injury to my arm. The injury was so bad, it impacted my life to the point of I couldn't work, I couldn't sleep, and it was taking over my life. So I went to outpatients the first time. They said there was nothing they could do for me. So I took this advice, went home, and I thought it would go away on its own. It didn't. I went back a few weeks later, and then it did subside a little bit in the next couple of months, and then it occurred again, even more acute. So I went back the third time, and if I could go forward, it was a fifth time, a sixth time, a seventh time, and on the eighth visit, they still said there was nothing they could do. But this time, on the eighth visit, they examined me, and said that there was still nothing they could do. So it took me 8 visits to get an examination. Following that examination, I received the same answer. There's nothing they could do. So as I was leaving outpatients and going to the door, I said that I knew the surgeon who could do something like this. And the doctor said, wait. And I said, that's quite dramatic. He said, wait. He said, you know the surgeon? See, the irony was that I played baseball on the same team as the surgeon, so I knew the surgeon. And I thought to myself, and he wrote his name on my chart and brought me back. So the scene was quite dramatic because I was leaving the room. I had the door half open on my 8th visit, and out, I was heading out, and I came back, and he wrote the doctor's name that I knew on my chart, and I got service. I was lucky enough to have known this doctor, and it made me think about culturally responsive healthcare, because not everyone in my community would have the connection with the doctor. The social set normally would not allow for that. So I was lucky. And then as I left, I was driving home, I was looking around, and I saw other people that looked like me, and they would not have the same, as I say, I called it was lucky, advantage that I had. So I did get service. So then I thought of their acute injuries and how they would come in to the hospital and maybe be sent back and sent home. And then I thought of other things, like with that answer of nothing they could do, a lot of people in my communities do not go to the doctor until it's too late, until the final stages of their illness. So there's a little bit of mistrust there. But I was lucky enough to have known the doctor. And later I had a thought that I could have been flagged, not that I know that I was, as a frequent person who came to the hospital looking for drugs or other things, for an old injury. I didn't know how that looked. I didn't think about it at the time, but as time went on, other people introduced that thought to me, and I thought, wow, right? I never ever gave that any consideration, but still could have been a possibility. And I think about being culturally responsive in our communities, the advantages that I have. I spoke to community members, and I know that they don't have that advantage. So I considered myself lucky, right? And that I mentioned that I knew the surgeon. Although my injury was not life-threatening, many in our community do not go to the hospital because of the first visit. They may get told there's nothing they could do. So historically, that is what I've known to happen in our communities. It happened to my father. He went to the hospital in the final stages of his acute illness, and he didn't make it. So I hope that this video will have an impact on culturally responsive healthcare for our communities.